Hey everybody, it is dinner time in Florence, and tonight I am making bistecca alla Pizziaiola. Probably totally jacked that up. It's veal and tomato and oregano sauce. So that is my first item. I'm going to be making just a side dish of zucchini for myself. Okay, so for the veal in tomato and oregano sauce, I'm going to need veal. I want to cut this in half, so technically I only need 2 cutlets, but I'm going to make all 3 because why waste them, right? So I need that. I need half of a garlic clove for that. I need 150 grams of peeled tomatoes. That's these. I'm just going to use half a can. I feel like that's, close enough. And nobody ever got hurt with too much tomato. A little oregano. Salt and pepper, obviously, and then extra virgin olive oil, which is always right behind me. For my zucchini, I think I'm just going to add a little lemon, maybe a little oregano, maybe a little bit of garlic, go from there. Okay guys, I've got 2 pans with olive oil going, and we're going to get ready to go here. So, first things first, we're going to put the veal cutlets, the little veal cutlets, in the pan with the ED oil on the back burner and cook them for a couple minutes or a few minutes per side. You don't want these touching, otherwise they're gonna steam and not brown, and that's a no-no. Fun kitchen tip. Always wash your hands, guys, after using or handling ramen. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my zucchini going. So I just chopped up half of my zucchini because it's just me. And I'm gonna put these in a pan. Same type of thing, I don't want these touching because I want them to brown evenly. Even browning is the goal here. All right, so I'm gonna let each of them go. These are gonna go 3 minutes, probably 3 and 3. So reading ahead in the veal recipe, I took about 3/4 of a clove of garlic and just smashed it. And it told me to take these tomatoes, which you can't see very well, and mash them up with a fork. Now I know that if I do that, they're gonna end up everywhere. They're just gonna splooge out and end up all over me. So my goal is to cut them first in the bowl, and then maybe mash them with a fork. But first I want to cut them up because I don't know if you guys have ever worked with canned tomatoes. They're delicious, but they squish and they make a mess. So yeah, now I can go ahead and smash them up a little bit. Ideally, if I had the tools here, I would use mashed potato masher, and I would do it once they hit the pan. But in this case, this is what I got and it's what the book tells me to do, so hey, why not? So smash, 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 smash. I will say the quality of the tomatoes here is much better than that at home. I'm not sure why, but it is quite delicious. All the tomatoes come out very good, not acidic. It's really delicious. All right, so let's check on our meat and our zucchini. So the meat looks like it's browning very well. Yep, beautiful. Got a nice sear on that. That one didn't brown as well, so I'm going to move him over to what is a hotter part of the stove in order for him to brown. Since this is all getting eaten together, I'm going to go ahead and use this to flip these over, assuming they're brown. Yep, they're good. Ooh, very good. I love zucchini. I don't know if you guys are a fan. I know they grow like crazy in the Midwest in the summer. If they're too big, guys, so you see how the oil, well, you did see. Here, let me come over here. This oil was splattering everywhere. I want to get that off my heat because I don't want an oil fire. Just kind of move it over here. As I was saying, zucchini grows rampantly in the Midwest in the summer. Big fan of it. I like to make it with lasagna. Zucchini bread, obviously. There's a bake that I really like to make with all kinds of summer, this summer squash, zucchini summer squash. I'm trying to think what else is in it. There's like mozzarella, cheese, and ricotta cheese. Really delicious. Jerry's a big fan too. Once this meat is browned on the other side, is we're gonna take it out, put it on a plate, and take the oil, wipe the oil out of the pan, okay? Okay, I'm looking at this meat. It's looking pretty browned on both sides. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. And just put it on a paper towel lined plate, just so it can absorb some of the oil. What I like to do usually then is use the same paper towel to wipe up the oil once it's drained, but I don't have the luxury of waiting for the draining. I'm going to take these off the heat because I'm not eating them right away, and just let them continue to fry at the heat, basically in the hot oil, and then finish making this dish. So let me grab some. So I'm going to take this, like I said, off the heat, and then I'm going to use some paper towels to take that oil out. If anybody knows a better way to do this, I am all ears. This is the way I know how to do it, or the way I've done it. I'm always very careful to make sure I use a big wad of them, which is not particularly earth friendly. But what it does do is it allows me to not burn myself. And at home I do this with tongs. I feel like this entire series should be called My Love of Tongs. Anyway, I'm gonna put this back on the heat. And what the recipe is telling me to do is add some more olive oil, the crushed garlic, fry it until it's golden. So basically, it wants me to make some garlic oil, is what it's asking me to do. And then take it out of there. So this pan should still be pretty hot. Wrong. Guess it does not hold heat very well, this guy. What I like to do with this when it's browning is I tip toward the gas, or toward the heat source basically, and fry it. Because this pan, in my opinion, is too big for this little bit of oil I got, as well as the garlic cloves, if I keep it out like this, we could be waiting a long time for browning. So, you guys, I miss my kitchen equipment. I cannot wait to get home and use all of my kitchen equipment judiciously. So you see how that's already brown? I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but she's already a nice golden brown. We're just gonna do the other side and then fish it out. And I'll probably heat them up in the oil just one more time before I have dinner, just because they get a little squishy otherwise. So garlic, nicely browned, as you can see, fished it out. Now they want me to add the tomatoes and a big old pinch of oregano. So you're gonna wanna pour the tomatoes away from you because of the oil. And it is gonna splatter like crazy. So I'm not gonna waste the tomato. But what I am gonna do is put it back with the rest of the tomato so that I have like half a can basically, because I over poured it. So again, I'm taking this off the heat just so it doesn't splatter everywhere, cause a grease fire, because nobody likes a grease fire. I don't like a grease fire. I do have my salt right here though, just in case. All right, so you see that is cooking out, and I'm gonna add my oregano. So I don't know if they're talking dried oregano or fresh. So I'm just winging it. It smells divine in here. All right. Okay, time for the reveal. I did add my lemon juice into the zucchini, so let's try those first. That's delicious. Wow, that's a really, really good idea, good recipe. The full recipe is like 3 zucchini, a whole lemon. I forget all in all, but it's very good. Now let's try this veal. It's a little tough, but the sauce is killer. So I would cook it for less time. I would undercook it, and then when I threw it back in there, I let it all come back up. But this is delicious. I've also got some focaccia that I bought yesterday that I might add to this if I'm still hungry. That's it. So buon appetito, and good night from Florence.